Mahjong is a game of breaking walls, not only walls of tiles, but also walls between ages, generations, origins, and places. In this episode, let's see the powers of Mahjong. Being brought up in a generation with Mahjong as the major pastime in the neighborhood, I thought Mahjong was for the older generations. But I was wrong. Not only my giant Mahjong video drew millions of views and thousands of followers by a single event, the pop-up games we ran after the video were sold out in hours after a simple Facebook post, and the hottest medias come to suit and report on it without our invitation or notice. Taking away the novelty of the giant tiles, regular Mahjong games are loved very much by young people. In Hong Kong, friends meet in commercially operated party rooms to have fun, as most homes are too small to host parties. In these party rooms, a Mahjong table is a must-have item, as this is one of the most popular entertainments in these gatherings. This is also why Lü Yan, mentioned in the episode Mahjong Peru, started various Mahjong associations and run inter-university or Hong Kong Mahjong championships. For the elderly, Mahjong does not only provide them with entertainment to kill time. It was scientifically proven that Mahjong can deter the aging of the brain and the decline of cognitive skills such as attention, memory, and processing speed. Apart from being a good mental exercise, having something to do, a place to go, and friends to meet makes seniors feel engaged and socially included. This reduces their sense of loneliness, which is a major cause of depression. The game of Mahjong is particularly relevant to people who suffer from dementias. It requires players to stay focused on one's own hand of tiles, and tiles exposed or discarded by other players. They need to recognize the tiles and make a quick decision on which tile to discard. Players also need to remember all the rules and various winning hands. For smarter players, the games could involve strategy, statistic calculation, and risk management. This is why it not only helps to delay brain decay, but is a good intellectual training for young people. Beyond cognitive abilities, the shuffling, stacking, and drawing of tiles require good eye and hand coordination, which is good both for seniors and growing children. For young children, sitting around the tables for rounds of game and staying focused will train their observations and patience. While old Chinese may associate Mahjong with gambling and do not allow kids to play the game, younger generations see Mahjong as family entertainment or even a form of education. In Japan, during COVID, children could not go to school, and there were families that trained their kids to play Mahjong. Instead of paying chips and point winning, the rewards were much healthier, like getting one's favorite ice cream and the loser to do the dishes. In the West, parents have used Mahjong to build up the interest of their kids in learning Chinese. While in China, there's a school headmaster who created a special set of Mahjong and used it to teach students English. Apart from being a mental game, people chit-chat around the Mahjong table, which sharpens people's linguistic and communication skills. Furthermore, through hours of sitting together with their hands engaged, the players share opinions and views, and forced to listen to others whether they like it or agree with it or not. Today, this is highly important as we are often wrapped in the echo bubbles built up by the algorithm of digital social media and screened away from opposite views and opinions. For Mahjong with senior generations, like the grandparents and in-laws, Mahjong could be something quite diplomatic. It's sometimes considered a courtesy to be less competitive or in Cantonese, loosening the towel, songjiang, to your respected older generation, a bit like the scene in Crazy Rich Asians. So the game is also an expression of manner as explained in our earlier episode. Apart from ages and generations, Mahjong is a connector between places. We will not repeat the diversity of Mahjong in different places, which we have covered in our episode on Mahjong globalization. But it's interesting to see Mahjong played in the most bizarre way. Mahjong has been played in the water, whether in a theme park, a swimming pool, and a natural landscape as a special experience, or unfortunately in the middle of a flood. Other extreme locations include playing the games underwater, with each player fully equipped with oxygen masks, in MTR-trained cabins, which was subsequently caught and sentenced to pay a fine, or playing Mahjong ad hoc in construction site with bricks. If you know more interesting places, please share them with me.